Thank you so much to our Patreon sponsors, SNS and Dr. Dread. Hello everyone, my name is Andrew AJT and welcome to my new 16-star speedrun PB for Super Mario 64. This was done in 19 minutes and 58 seconds on the original Wii Virtual Console. This is a very significant 3-minute and 20-second improvement over my previous run on YouTube, the 2318. I've had a bunch of PBs in between those runs, obviously. I haven't just made a random 3-minute improvement. That would be pretty much unheard of. But because of the rate that I've been improving, I decided to wait for a run I was really happy with to upload. And wow, this was a really, really good run. I'm super happy with this run, actually. And it kind of came out of nowhere because my PB previous to this was 20 minutes and 47 seconds. And I felt like I could maybe improve that by 20 seconds or so, and then out of nowhere we had this random god run for my strats and for my skill level, so I'm really happy with how this run went. So I made a lot of improvements from the 2318. The first one's actually coming up here, Lakitu skip. With a somewhat precise jump on the side of the bridge, we can skip having to talk to Lakitu, which saves around 8 seconds. You may want to watch the 2318 first and then watch this run after. I'll link it in the description, just so you can see like the before and after of the strat changes, but if not, I'll try to describe some of them in this run anyway, so you can kind of get up to speed that way. So there's another trick coming up right here. This one's a bit more difficult, called Bomb Clip. This allows us to skip having to free the chain chomp, which saves around 12 seconds. And there we go, we clip right through the gate and get the star early with that glitch there. So my consistency with those first two tricks of the run are not 100%, so it's really nice that I was able to get them both in this run. I could have continued if I messed up either one of those, and in fact, this run is more so based on movement than it is tricks, but it's still cool to get them in this run, and in fact, if this run had one more mistake pretty much anywhere, it probably wouldn't have been sub 20, so those small time saves did help. So for Womp's Fortress, I did make some small optimizations here and there, which I'll point out. I take a much more direct route to the plank here, just with a long jump to skip having to go past the piranha plant there. And it's the same setup for cannonless I'm using, but because I've done it so many times now, I'm just much quicker at it in general, especially compared to the previous run, the 2318. I spent a lot of time lining up the initial setup in that run, but in this run, because it's all muscle memory now, I'm able to complete the setup much faster. So for the Wild Blue, there's really only one optimization here, just going up the tree at a different angle, and we get that nice jump dive angle to head directly to the star over here. There's not really too much you can change about this star other than optimizing movement. So another small change here, instead of going for a side flip wall kick there, we can do a triple jump and then we don't even have to do a dive to the green platform. It's a very small time save, but potentially it can be done twice in this run for double the time save. I actually messed it up in the next star, but thankfully we can still use the side flip as a backup. So you actually want to delay the Womp King fight a few stars in this run, depending on what version you're playing. We do it in this run because we don't want the owl to spawn from the tree, which can't happen until you get the tower and Womp King star. But if you're playing on N64, you want to delay the Womp King star for another reason, because the tower won't spawn until you defeat the Womp King, and the tower actually causes some lag on N64. But thankfully, we don't have to worry about that on the Wii Virtual Console version. Here's a nice optimization, by the way, side flip wall kick, so we don't have to go all the way around the tower. On the Wii Virtual Console version, which I'm playing on, there's significantly less lag, and there's also faster loading times, which actually does save some time throughout the run. So that's part of why I really like the Wii Virtual Console version. In addition to the improved resolution, it's 480p compared to N64's 240p. And you can use a GameCube controller instead of having to worry about the analog sticks being worn out so easily on the N64 controller. So for the owl, I like to go to Mario Cam zoomed out, and then just move to the right a bit, and navigate over to the star here. In the previous run, I used the tower to actually long jump to get this star, but I found a much more consistent way to get the star with Hoot the Owl, so that's a nice time save there. So for a cool mountain, I actually optimized both of the stars here, and they're actually some of the more entertaining stars in the run, so these are really fun to practice. Previously for the penguin star, I would just kind of jump my way down the mountain, which was not very fast. Now instead there's a strat I use where you can slide down. Here I just let go of the control stick, and then on this last slope right here, I hold slightly to the right of upright, and it takes me right to the penguin. That trick is fairly easy to do and looks really cool and saves quite a bit of time. For wall kicks will work, I did make one improvement at the end here. Previously I would go up both of the ramps pretty slowly and then do a side flip wall kick at the end and cross the icy bridge. But now I just do a side flip wall kick, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we go, right to the star. That's really fun to do. After this run I did learn an additional time saver where you can jump directly down the mountain without having to stop at the middle platform. That can probably save another 2 to 4 seconds. So I've done multiple routing changes since the previous run. The first one was I learned a new star, the bird star, in Shifting Sandland, and I took out the swimming beast in the cavern star because the bird star is faster. But then I did some timing, and I found it would be, at my skill level, around 9 seconds faster to skip the red coins in this stage and go get the cavern star anyway. So that's what I did in this run. This star would be faster if I had like really good movement, and it's definitely something I might add back in the future. This is funny, this Goomba just falls right off. I know they can fall, but I've never actually seen it happen. I've just seen them down in the void before when falling off, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, Dark World red coins is a good star to learn because it really helps with the movement in this game. But just at my skill level, it's not quite as fast as getting the cavern star. The reason the red coin star in Dark World has the potential to be faster is because the Bowser red coin stars and the 100 coin stars are the only stars in the game that do not kick you out of the level. After obtaining them, you can continue playing, and you have to complete this stage anyway, so you might as well get the red coins while you're here. Compared to the HMC Cavern Star, I'll have to re-enter Hazy Maze Cave and go through the loading screen and get the star and then be warped out of the stage, and just those screen transitions can add up. But the star itself is very fast, so that's why in this run it would be a bit faster at my skill level. There's actually a very advanced route for 16 star that uses a trick called Lobby BLJ, and that uses a BLJ in the lobby to access the first Bowser stage early, so you can get the key to the basement without having to collect 8 stars first. You still have to get 15 stars after it to make MIPS spawn, but the basement stars are faster and you can start getting them earlier, so it saves some time. So this is a new star compared to the previous run. I go up the right of this pillar, and then long jump off the fly guy, right to the bird, and we can get this star very quickly. That's a very cool trick to do. It's also pretty easy to learn. You just really want to stay on the right side of the pillar when you run up it. And also you can hold the A button to make Mario spin faster and descend slower. So the lobby BLJ saves like 20 or 30 seconds, and I have done it before, but it's fairly difficult, so I wouldn't want to do it in this run. But because it is a bit of a game changer for this category, on the category extensions page for Mario 64 on speedrun.com, there's actually a specific category called 16-star no LBLJ or lobby BLJ, just so people who run this category without lobby BLJ can still have their own leaderboard, basically. This star is also difficult to optimize because it's already so fast, but I did add a couple dives here during the first 6 red coins just to speed it up a little bit. So here's Swimming Beast in the Cavern, although the Beast is not really going to be of much help. We're just going to use a glitch to get through the wall instead of relying on Dory. So we just have the elevator go down, bonk into the wall, go to this texture on the wall, hold up right as the elevator is there, and then go right into the star. That's always fun to do. So now that we have 12 stars, Toad has appeared, and it's really important that we get the Toad star now, because MIP spawns with 15 stars, but if we get the Toad star as star number 15, the basement will have already been loaded when we had 14 stars, so MIPS won't be there until we either reset the game or just go into a level and exit out again. So we just want to make sure the star number 15 is one that we actually got in a level. There is some faster strats I can do for this star, but I've certainly gotten much quicker at doing the strat that I have been doing with the side flip wall kick there. In my 2318 run, I think I actually fell off and had to go for a different star. For Watch for Rolling Rocks, I now just long jump right across the stage here rather than going to the heart platform. And I got good luck with the boulders because if you're unlucky, they can be kind of in your way. I actually had 2 runs die from bad RNG previous that same day as this PB. One was from getting hit by 3 straight rocks there, and another was getting hit by a Goomba in the first Bowser stage. The Goombas always spawn in the same spot, but they can walk around randomly. So here's MIPS for the MIPS clip. And this went really well in this run. In the previous PB, the 2047, I lost quite a bit of time to this, so just getting this first try is always a great thing for the run. I did have splits for this run, but it was my first day using splits, so the sum of best and best possible time wasn't really that accurate. But I will show the splits at the end of the run anyway. This star was also nearly perfect. The swimming was really, really good. To swim fast, you want to tap the A button at a certain rhythm, and there's some audio and visual cues to make it easier. There are 2 ways to speed up this star. One is you can actually climb up the front of the submarine, but it's very difficult to do and can easily waste a lot of time if you fail it. And another is a pretty recently discovered clip called Chip Clip, where you can clip into the underwater tunnel a bit early, but it only saves 0.7 seconds, so it's not really worth going for, because it's also inconsistent. It is actually a bit more useful in 120 star because you have to go through that tunnel multiple times, so I believe you can do 3 chip clips, so it can save over 2 seconds. But in 16 star we only go through it once. So this stage is cycle based with that rising platform in the background there. So this platform, So as long as we're relatively fast, we can make the cycle very easily. There is some time save in this final section though. I do some long jumps here, and then instead of going up and down the rising platforms, I just do a couple lava boosts to skip it. It's a bit risky because we don't have much health here for this Bowser fight, but it's worth going for. You can actually retain some health by going through the heart right before jumping into the lava, because the heart will continue to heal you for a bit, but it's not necessary. I still do the first two fights in 2 throws, which only wastes a few seconds, but it could be worth learning 1 throw in the future. So this was a really fantastic run up to this point. Really no major or even medium mistakes. You know, there was a bonk here and there, or maybe an extra jump, but nothing really too substantial. But unfortunately, the most difficult moments of the run start now with these BLJs. I don't have to get these first try, but it would be very helpful to get them quickly. So this is the more difficult of the 2 BLJs because you have a limited staircase to work with. And I believe this was 4th try, which wasted around 25 seconds, which is definitely the biggest time loss of the run. But that's honestly not too bad because it's pretty rare that I get this first try, so 4th try is pretty average. So I really didn't need to get a first try BLJ, and this really didn't waste that much time. 25 seconds is pretty significant, but it's very easy for the run to just completely stop there from being unable to get the BLJ at all. And thankfully it was a different story with this BLJ. I got the BLJ instantly from the first long jump, so really good time save there. I could have done it a little bit quicker if I had BLJ'd all the way up to the entrance, but that would have saved maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So at this point of the run I was pretty nervous because I knew if I had a really good Bowser in the sky I could get sub 20, which was really unexpected for me. I was really not expecting to get sub 20 this quickly. I didn't go for a couple small time saves at the beginning of the stage. You can do a triple jump dive to the first spinning platform, and you can do a long jump to the seesaw platform, and each of those would save around 1 second or so. But if you fall, the run is over, or probably close to it, so not worth going for. But I did go for a nice time save here. If you do a triple jump dive, you can grab this pole here and skip having to go through those spinning platforms. And I got it, which is really nice because I was really expecting to miss that this late in the run with all the pressure on. It's worth noting that you actually go farther with the triple jump dive if you delay the dive very slightly. And I do go for a risky strat here, doing a long jump to the final platform. It's actually not very risky, but if a Goomba is in the way, you can get hit and fall off the stage. So this is it. This is the big chance for sub 20. I have to get 3 Bowser throws and also watch the star spawn cutscene in like 75 seconds. So there's really not much room for error. And somehow I didn't get burned by this fire here. I actually didn't think it would be a problem because I knew the hitbox pretty well, but it was still fairly close. So 2 more throws to go. There we go, just need 1 more, and the sub 20 will be in the bag. Just gotta hit this throw, and it'll be no problem. And shit, I missed it. That wastes 15 seconds, so I have to get this next throw really quickly. Unfortunately, he does the high flame attack, which has a homing blue flame. I have to make this throw immediately before I get burned and run off the stage. Blind throw, somehow hit it, get burned, don't run off the stage, And wow, I got it, but look at the timer. It's almost at 20 minutes and we still have this cutscene to go. I need one more long jump here, and I can't miss it. No ground pounds. And I got it. 1958, wow. That was such a clutch ending. There's so many things that could have gone wrong there. I had to make that throw with very little time to line up the camera, and somehow I got it, and somehow I didn't fall off the stage after I got burnt. That was really amazing, and I'm super happy with that ending. So yeah, this was a really incredible run. The only significant time losses, again, were just that 25 seconds on the BLJ and the 15 seconds for the missed Bowser throw. But overall, for my strats and skill level, this was a really, really good run, and I'm really proud of it. Here are the splits, so you can see it's a pretty substantial improvement over the previous run, the 2047. A lot of those splits are best segments, which means it's the fastest time I've ever done that split. Although, again, it was my first day using splits for this game, so they're not super accurate. My sum of best is 1936 here, but I've actually lowered that to 1928 now, which is the time I would get if I matched all the best splits for the entirety of the run. Although the Bowser in the Sky split, the final one, is still the same best as my PB. So if I had a Bowser in the Sky and BLJs, which were all first try and first try Bowser throw, I could probably improve that best segment by around 40 seconds and get my sum of best into the 1840s range, which would be cool. So there's definitely more time to save, but I might also do some other categories in the meantime, just to mix it up a bit. I have tried out some already, and they can be quite fun as well. So yeah, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. You can see more of my Mario 64 videos in the playlist in the description or end screen. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you next video.